Hello, I'm Miss Close and this is session 7. Now, I am super excited about this session because you are going to start to write your very own character description. And you saw in last session, I started to write about Gogo and we looked at the character description that I had written. Today, you are going to be starting to write your very own. So let's start by sharing our screen and you can see exactly what we are going to be doing. So session 7 is writing a character description, but we're going to be looking at the introduction part. So the paragraph, the chunk of writing, which will be the introduction, the very start of our character description. We'll warm up our brains first by doing a common exception word game. Then we'll just have a quick recap on all our sentence types. Then you're going to start writing your introduction to our character description. And then you're going to have a little look at my character description. I've had a bit of a go. It might need some editing and it might need some improving, so you're going to have to help me. Now, in this session, you're going to need your pencil, a notepad or a piece of paper, and we're going to be keeping all of this together. So the paper or the notepad that you are going to be using, make sure there's enough space because we are going to be carrying on this character description in our next session and the session after that. And of course, we need our brains switched on to do a brilliant piece of writing. So let's start by playing another common exception game. Now we've played this one all the way back in session 1, and we have a word family here. We've got a house and it's got the word wood in. So it's a common exception word, wood. And we are looking for the words on the outside of the house, and we're going to see if any belong in that word family. So we've got the word should, old, floor, could, Mr, oh, the capital letter there because it's a name, whole, pretty, and wild. So on a piece of paper, let's start by drawing our house, big square for the building, and a pointy triangle for the roof. And start by writing the word wood in. That's the word family's house that we're going to try and fill. Wood, W-O-U-L-D. Now, I want you to have a go and see if you can find any of the words on the outside that belong in the house and see if you can write them in your house on your piece of paper. Pause the video here and see how many you can find. Great job. So let's have a little look. If you wrote the word should in the house, you did a brilliant job. Would and should, they follow the same spelling rule. They have the O-U-L-D ending. And if you also wrote could, you found them all. So there are 3 words that belong in that family. Would, should, and could. Great job, guys. Now, let's start by having a look at our introduction. So you might remember in our last session, I was writing about Gogo, and I looked at my introduction having all 4 sentence types, and we spotted them on my piece of paper behind me and looked at them on your screen too. So you know that today your introduction needs a question. My question was, do you like pancakes? It needs to have a statement. Gogo loves to make pancakes, but does not have all the ingredients she needs. It needs to have an exclamation. How lucky she is to have her grandchildren's help. And it needs to have a command. Read on to find out more about Gogo. Now, it would be pretty easy if I told you that you could write about Gogo. We've done it already. You've already seen it. But you are not going to be writing about Gogo. I wonder if you guessed it. You are going to be writing about Lungi. So you're going to have a go today at writing your very own introduction, having a heading, having a statement, a question, an exclamation, and a command, but it's going to be about Lungi. That's going to be your character for your character description in our next few sessions. So let's have a little look at what we're getting up to. You have got to start by writing your heading, and that's just going to be Lungi's name. So just like I've done on my board with Gogo, your heading is going to be Lungi. You're going to write it beautifully and you're going to underline it. So if you've got something straight, maybe a ruler, you might want to use the edge of something straight like a notepad. You can underline it brilliantly. Then you're going to start with a question. And I've given you some sentence starters on our screen. So our question might start with, do you like being? And then we could add an adjective about her personality. Do you like being helpful? Question mark. That kind of shows that this character is helpful. You might be a bit like Lungi if you are helpful. Do you like being helpful? Question mark. That's your question that you might want to start with in your introduction. Then you're going to write a statement, and you could state a reason for her personality. So why might she be helpful? Why might she be responsible or resilient or polite? And you can see I'm getting all my ideas from my word bank at the top of the screen here. Your exclamation has to show some excitement, some emotion. So you might say, how helpful she is, how polite she is, how grateful she is. And then your command sentence is going to be exactly the same as mine. Read on to find out more. We're going to be bossy writers and we're going to make that person read on to read our whole character description. So I'm going to leave you to do some writing now. You're going to have your piece of paper. You're going to write your heading. And then you are going to use the help on the screen to write your very own question, your very own statement, your very own exclamation, and the command sentence, read on to find out more. Don't forget to use the word box at the top, the word bank, to help you, and all of the writing that we've done so far. So it's your turn now. Find a nice quiet space. Do your best writing of your 4 sentence starters for your introduction. Heading, question, statement, exclamation, and command. Pause the video here and start your best introduction. Off you go. Wow, I bet that feels like a lot of writing. Well done if you have done your heading and your 4 sentences all about Lungi and introducing her in our character description. Now, Miss Close has had a go, but I don't know if she's been as successful as you guys. So what I want you to do is I want you to read your introduction to somebody that's close by to you. If there's no one around, make sure you read it to the screen and be really proud of your writing today. Now let's have a look at Miss Close's. Sometimes we need to do some double checking. I need to check my writing because I don't know if I've included everything I should have included. So let's have a little look and find out where Miss Close might need to improve her work. And then you might like to check yours before we finish the session. So, did Miss Close do her heading? Oh, yes, she did. She wrote Lungi and underlined it. So that's great. Well done, Miss Close. I've then started, do you like being helpful? Now, can you spot what have I forgotten to do here? Can anyone see what I have done? Oh, let's have a look. Let's see if Miss Close. Do you like being helpful? Let's have a look at our checklist. Punctuation? Miss Close, what have I forgotten here? I needed to make sure that I had my question mark. Check your introduction. Did you have your question mark in the right place? Great job if you did. Now, can anyone spot anything else about my question? It's missing its capital letter. Look right at the start here. Do. I need to edit my do because it needs to have a capital letter at the start. Have a look back at your introduction Have you used capital letters every time you've started a sentence? I hope so. Okay, let's look at my next sentence. Lungi loves to help Gogo when she forgets things. That's a statement, isn't it? I've given you some information, but I've forgotten my... Well done. The full stop's missing. I've got to make sure my full stop's there. Now, I'm very proud because I've started with a capital letter here. I had to check that. All my sentences start with a capital letter. But look across here. Can you see that I have not used the capital letter for Gogo? That's a name. So even though it's in the middle of my sentence, it needs to have a capital letter. Gogo is a name. Oh, good job, I'm checking my work. Let's look at the next sentence. How caring she is. Oh, how caring she is. That's a, well done, an exclamation. I've forgotten to do my punctuation. How is my exclamation word? Caring she is. Oh, good job, I'm checking my work. Read on to find out more about her. Read. Have I got my right special friends there? I'm going to check my spelling down here. Read. I think I've used the wrong E sound. I'm going to look carefully at my special friends, and it should be EA. Read on to find out more. Now, I've checked my writing, and I've just given it a bit of an edit and a bit of an improve. Just have a look at yours. You should be super proud that you've done your introduction today, but now check. Have you used your punctuation? Have you checked your spelling? And have you remembered your capital letters at the start of your sentence and for characters' names? Pause the video and check your work now. Well done. Now you have had a super start to our very brilliant character description. We're going to continue in the next session that we see each other. We're going to continue to write our character description. So we've done our introduction. Tomorrow, or the next time you are doing your literacy work, guess what we might be writing about next? Our next paragraph is going to be all about the appearance of Lungi. So pat yourself on the back today, be super proud of your writing, keep it in a safe place, and I'll see you next time to do our next paragraph. Well done, and I'll see you very soon.